Hey, I'm Jim Berry. Welcome once again to Miami Life, the show that takes an up-close look at the hot topics in South Florida and also the people who make things happen in our community. Today, we lead off with the battle over rainbow crosswalks in South Florida. They've been painted to show support for the LGBTQ community. In some cases, they've been in place for years. But now the state of Florida is telling cities, remove them or else. Miami Beach has been told to get rid of the rainbow pavers that make up the crosswalk on Ocean Drive and 12th Street by September 4th. Meantime, Delray Beach and Key West have gotten the same ultimatum. And if they don't, Florida's Department of Transportation will paint them over and send them the bill. There is also the threat of withholding millions in state funds if they do not comply. Now, the state did paint over a rainbow crosswalk in Orlando. It was done to honor the 49 people killed in the Pulse nightclub shootings 9 years ago. So now we're going to take a deeper dive into this issue with Miami Beach City Commissioner Alex Fernandez, who says that the city's rainbow intersection should stay in place. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And I want to start by reading part of a memo, Commissioner, sent out by the State Department of Transportation. It says that the 2025 FDOT manual explicitly prohibits the application of pavement or surface art on travel lanes, paved shoulders, intersections, crosswalks, or sidewalks. So my question to you is, isn't what we have at 12th and Ocean, doesn't it clearly violate this?
Well, actually, it followed all the regulatory approvals that were needed back in the years when it was installed. Not only did it follow county regulations, it followed the national guidelines set in place by the federal government for these traffic control devices. And so I'm of the belief that we actually do comply with the federal laws and with all the proper regulations. We sought out all the right approvals when Miami Beach went in and installed this rainbow crosswalk. And for now to come in and say we have to remove it, it really is just using safety in the name of intolerance and censorship.
So you don't buy this argument that it's being done because all those colors are distracting and could be distracting to drivers?
Well, I mean, the reality is when you look at the safety data from our police department, this intersection is in fact one of the safest intersections that we have on Ocean Drive. And so it's ironic that they're mentioning safety when in fact the data tells you we have less accidents with cars, we have less accidents with pedestrians at this specific intersection where we have the rainbow crosswalk. And so we just have to be very, very careful when safety is used as a cover for something else, and that's what I feel we're facing here.
You think this is clearly an attack on the LGBTQ community, plain and simple?
Well, I feel it is an attack on our visibility, and I think it's an attack on our messages of inclusion. At the end of the day, when the gay community is safe, it's a message of safety for women, for the Black community, for the Jewish community, Hispanic and immigrants. It's an inclusive symbol, it's a safety symbol, and it's yet another attack on the LGBTQ community on a crosswalk that really doesn't affect anyone. It's good for tourism. People come from around the world to take pictures here. It's all over Instagram and social media, and it helps our local businesses. You have gay tourists that come to the gay businesses in that area, and it supports our economy at a time when, listen, businesses are struggling in the summer months, especially now in South Florida. Why go after something that's not creating a problem for anyone?
Federal government, so that says that intersections should not be painted for political or ideological purposes. Why, in your judgment, is that stance wrong?
Well, when you look at this crosswalk, it in fact followed the safety manuals of the federal government back when it was installed in 2018. And so I don't see a political message in this crosswalk. I see a message of safety and inclusivity in this crosswalk. This crosswalk is not red, it's not blue, it's not left, it's not right. It is a message of inclusivity, that we are a safe, welcoming city for all people. It's not an exclusive symbol. It is a symbol that tells the world, hey, listen, we're Miami Beach. We will always be a welcoming, inclusive community, a safe community, whether you're gay, Hispanic, straight, whether you're Jewish or Christian. We are a community for all people, and that's the message we're sending here. It's not a political message. This is a message of our values, that we are a safe, a welcoming, an inclusive community for all people that come to Miami Beach.
Miami Beach is not the only municipality faced with this threat by the state of remove this or else. And it says that your municipality could lose millions of dollars in state funding. And some might wonder, gee, is this really a battle worth fighting? Why do you think it is?
Well, I think it's an important battle to appeal, because today it's an attack on this crosswalk. Will they tell us in the future that we need to remove statues like Simón Bolívar and José Martí from Collins Park because they're not American figures? Or will they tell us one day that we cannot have a Holocaust memorial on public lands because it's tied to a religious group? Or like what they're doing now, saying that we can't have a rainbow crosswalk on public lands. That is the slippery slope that we're heading into. We are a government that should be run by home rule. We are an autonomous government in Miami Beach, just like all other communities are, and we should be able to display our culture and our values of inclusion, whether it be for the Hispanic community, or a Holocaust memorial for the Jewish community, or the sign for honoring Muhammad Ali, or the Veterans Memorial that we're building in Canopy Park. We should be able to display our culture and our values without having a government come in saying, you either remove it or else we'll strip you of the fundings that help your government run more efficiently.
They also say they'll come in and paint over it, as they've done in Orlando. How do you stop the state from Bigfooting you on this issue?
Well, we need to appeal. We need to follow the due process, and we need to appeal with the facts. The facts are, first and foremost, this is safe. One of the safest crosswalks on Ocean Drive. And number two, it followed all the proper processes. We went to the county government and we went to all the regulatory agencies when it was installed, and we got all the right approvals to get this installed. And number three, the facts are that it conforms with the manuals that they're saying that we have to conform this with. They're saying this is about non-conforming traffic devices. Well, guess what? It does conform with the national standards, because that is what we guided ourselves by back in 2018 when it was installed.
And I was going to ask you about that. It's been there for 7 years. So why now do you think the state suddenly cares?
Well, I think we're dealing in a very sensitive moment in society. I think this is a war in part against the LGBTQ community, and again, I think safety is being used in this attack. But today, this is manifesting itself against the LGBTQ community. Will we see a day when they tell us, "Hey, no more José Martí or Simón Bolívar in our parks because those are not American symbols," or "Hey, no more Holocaust memorial at a public land because that's a symbol of the Jewish community"? That is the threat.
So it's the precedent that you're concerned about.
I'm very concerned about the precedent of silencing our communities and stripping our communities of their visibility and their culture. This is something that is so unique to our community, and we must fight for our individuality, to be able to display the symbols that represent Miami Beach, not only its people, but its values. And that is what we're displaying, whether it be the Holocaust Memorial for Jewish people, or Simón Bolívar and José Martí for the Hispanic community, or Rainbow Crosswalk for all communities, including the LGBTQ community.
I guess some people also might ask, why not just paint over the crosswalk and come up with another way to show community pride?
And I'm sure if we have to, we will find other ways. Listen, they can paint over crosswalks, but they can't strip the community and its people of its pride. You know, paint is just something superficial, but our values run in its people, and we will forever be a proud community. And so, whether it's a crosswalk or a lifeguard stand painted in rainbow colors as we have, or whether it's displaying the flag throughout our city, or having businesses display the flag in their businesses, the state can't go into private business and tell private businesses, "Hey, you can't display the rainbow flag." And that's what's going to happen. If they come in and they pave over our rainbow crosswalk, they won't strip our community of our pride, and we'll just manifest it in other beautiful ways.
Well, we'll certainly keep an eye on this issue and see where it develops. And we thank you for coming in to express your opinion about it.
I appreciate it.
Commissioner Alex Fernandez from the city of Miami Beach. Up next on Miami Life, meet the activist artist.
Yes, I'm controversial. Sometimes I'm controversial because there are a lot of platforms that cannot and will not accept the truth.
Adonis Parker is not afraid to take a stand with his words and his art. We'll introduce you to him. He is one of Miami's most exciting artists. And 33 years after they were removed ahead of Hurricane Andrew, Vizcaya's famous peacock statues are back. We will tell you how the historic property protects itself against new hurricane threats. Welcome back to Miami Life. The city of Fort Lauderdale is being called the hottest rental market in the state. The online rent search website Rent Cafe made that designation in a brand new report. And Fort Lauderdale's mayor is celebrating the news on social media, touting that his city has surpassed Miami. Buckley digs into the numbers and looks into what it could mean for the city.
I would stay here long term, and I definitely think that it will continue to outshine Miami-Dade.
Morris McFadden moved to Flagler Village in Fort Lauderdale just a few weeks ago from Miami Gardens. He wasn't shocked to hear it's now being called the most sought-after rental market in the state.
I love it. I love the location. It's really walkable, easy to meet people, and it is about the same as I was paying in Miami Gardens before.
According to a new report from Rent Cafe, an apartment search website, Fort Lauderdale had the most renter engagement in the state for the first half of 2025, jumping 41 spots compared to the first half of last year, coming in at 20th for the nation. That's based on availability of apartments, views on listings, and apartments saved as favorites on the website. It does not take affordability into consideration. Miami is ranked 134th in the nation and 8th in the state, behind other cities like Orlando, Tampa, and Tallahassee.
One of the reasons why Fort Lauderdale has done so well is because it has been underdeveloped for years.
You still get unobstructed ocean
And Alexander Tagoff, managing broker at Prestige Waterfront Realty, says the days of Fort Lauderdale being underdeveloped are gone.
I think people are looking for value, size, and a more laid-back lifestyle.
He says clients are flocking to Fort Lauderdale for the bigger properties, waterfront views, and less traffic, though that could be changing in the next decade.
Inevitably, I would say probably in the next 5 to 10 years, we're going to see a great increase in population in Fort Lauderdale, especially once people realize that both on the purchase and on the rental side, it's a very undervalued market.
It's growth that comes with some concerns.
The traffic has gotten very tough, but as long as it doesn't get any worse, I can live with it.
According to the report, Washington, D.C. is the most sought-after rental market in the country, followed by Kansas City, Missouri, and Cincinnati in Ohio. In Fort Lauderdale, Buckley, CBS News, Miami.
Bree, thanks. And by the way, I love that lady's sunglasses. All right, our person of interest is a muralist whose work exists at the intersection of art and activism. Adonis Parker spent his childhood drawing superheroes. Well, he found comfort in art. Now it has become his outlet for discussing powerful and controversial topics. His debit card depiction of a defiant Harriet Tubman went viral. As he tells Miami Life, Parker feels that he is just getting started. Adonis Parker's immense talent is on display at The Ark in Opa-locka. The exhibit is called Still We Rise. It's a celebration of black culture.
When I get a theme, sometimes it can hit me anywhere.
Parker's strong faith is channeled through works like Submit Yourself to God, made up of 4 different canvases.
There is no church, right? There is no pastor. But the work in its entirety is rooted in this tradition of black spirituality.
When inspiration hits, Parker does not waste time getting to work.
I don't have a format. It just happens. Most artists, they do a little sketch rendering. I don't, I just go.
Most artists also do not use house paint for their works of art, but Parker likes it because it's economical and versatile.
And it's durable, long-lasting, and also you can put a clear coat, varnish, anything on it, and it's basically it's forever.
At 6'7", Parker is a towering presence, and his art is also big, from his murals to the larger-than-life themes in his work. He caused a stir in 2020 with a bank debit card featuring Harriet Tubman flashing the Wakanda Forever salute.
Well, the inspiration mainly is we were quote-unquote doing silent protesting. You can yell without screaming, you know what I mean? And each theme represented a time, a point, and a time in our mission, in our struggle.
For Parker, that media firestorm was an eye-opener.
you have to have tough skin because, I mean, not only them, but I mean, all over the internet, they were dragging me as an artist.
Parker's studio was on the second floor of the Liberty City branch of One United Bank, the largest black-owned bank in the country. His breakthrough moment came in 2015 when co-owner Terry Williams hired him to do a mural for the bank. Together with 21 local high school kids, Parker created the Thunder and Enlightening mural, which earned national attention for its powerful imagery of urban life.
My job at the time was just to, get the kids, put them, teach the kids urban art and also the dynamics of being a commercial artist, taking them places, field trips, all that.
Parker is already planning his next big project, one he promises will push the envelope once again.
At this point, I've been in the game too long that I'm not afraid because there's nothing to fear. You thought that mural was something, the one that's coming next is going to be even more, to some people, controversial.
Very interesting guy. The exhibit, Still We Rise, The Art of Adonis Parker, runs through this weekend at the Arc in Opelika. Still to come in Miami Life, the peacock columns are back in Vizcaya. See how these iconic statues were restored and returned to their former home 3 decades after being chased out by Hurricane Andrew. Welcome back. After 33 years, the famous peacock columns are back at Vizcaya Museum and Gardens. They were taken down in 1992 before Hurricane Andrew. The sculptural replicas of the originals have been restored using some new and old methods and put back where they belong. Lisa Petrillo tells us about this Miami comeback story.
Nestled in Vizcaya's marine garden, elegant peacock statues stand serene. Originally carved in the 1920s by modernist Gaston Lachaise, they were removed ahead of Hurricane Andrew in 1992. Now, 33 years later, they're back, faithfully replicated using archival molds and digital fabrication.
And to recreate these columns, we worked with the Lachaise Foundation, and they had the original molds for these things, which is really incredible. They still had them, and so because of that, we were able to recreate these exactly.
Also returning, Samuel Yellen's decorative iron gates. Destroyed decades ago, they've been recreated by homestead artisans, once again linking the marine and rose gardens. It's a reminder of what's at stake. After Hurricane Irma in 2017, Vizcaya's gardens flooded. Today, they're better prepared.
Let's talk about on over 11 acres here at Vizcaya. What goes into prep on these gardens and grounds?
Well, for most people, hurricane season is 6 months. But for me, I think about it all year long.
In recent years, Vizcaya installed Tiger Dam flood barriers.
Our Tiger Dam system is like a water bladder kind of system. They're tubes and they're filled up with water. We can actually use seawater. They serve as a protective barrier for the gardens. And that's the latest thing that we've acquired. And hopefully we won't have to use them, but if we do, they're on standby.
Inside the 45,000 square foot home with 34 rooms, some now have hurricane windows. Others, like this one, feature century-old stained glass. They'll be protected by a removable armor screen.
And it is a green mesh material, and it covers this whole area. And it is resilient in that it will deflect any kind of wind-borne objects that come at it.
Objects like these original lanterns will be removed and stored.
Same goes for these chandeliers?
Those stay up, and so we're trusting Mother Nature to be kind to us.
From peacocks to flood protection, Vizcaya's restoration is more than just a facelift. It's a tribute to Miami's resilience and a celebration of its cultural legacy. I'm Lisa Petrillo, CBS News, Miami.
Still a spectacular property. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, next week on Miami Life, learning the fine art of being funny.
I feel like we're one of Miami's best kept secrets.
Beautiful. So
dozens of comedy hopefuls are learning the ropes of improv comedy at the Villain Theater in Miami's Little Haiti neighborhood. Some want to do this for a living, but others are just looking to step outside their comfort zone to try something completely new. It doesn't matter, though, because there, all are welcome.
Can anybody be funny?
I think so. I think maximizing their potential. I always think of comedy kind of like as a sport, right? So obviously some people have an aptitude for it, but everybody can play and have fun.
And that's exactly what they're doing. We're going to take you to Improv School at the Villain Theater next week on Miami Life. So get ready to laugh. In the meantime, that does it for this week's Miami Life episode. Don't forget, we'll see you every Thursday for Miami Life at 6:30 on the stream. You can also watch all Miami Life episodes on demand on our YouTube channel. I'm Jim Barry. Thanks for your support, and we'll see you again soon.